All right, so we're diving into healthy dinner recipes for weight loss today.
It sounds delicious already.
I know, right?
Oh,
And listeners are always asking for new recipes that actually taste good.
that's key, right? Healthy doesn't have to mean boring.
Exactly. So let's help them find some new go-tos.
Yeah. You sent over a bunch of articles with recipe collections.
Tons of ideas.
So much to explore.
So where should we start?
Well, maybe before we jump into specific recipes,
Good idea.
let's talk about what makes a weight loss dinner actually healthy.
Like, what should we be looking for?
It's all about balance, right? Plenty of non-starchy vegetable.
The broccoli and peppers and spinach and all that.
Exactly. They fill you up without a ton of calories.
And fiber's good for us, right?
Absolutely keeps things moving, if you know what I mean.
Okay, so lots of veggies. What else?
Then you want some lean protein?
Okay, so like chicken breast or fish.
Yeah, or you could go plant-based with lentils or tofu.
Lots of option.
And protein helps build muscle, which is good for your metabolism.
So it's not just about cutting calories.
Right, it's about fueling your body the right way.
Okay, what about carbs though? Do they even belong on a weight loss plate?
They do, but we're talking about the good kind, like sweet potatoes instead of white potatoes, or quinoa instead of white rice,
So it's about choosing the right types of carbs.
and watching those portions.
Makes sense.
And then the way you cook things matters too.
Oh yeah, like big chicken versus fried chicken.
Exactly. Roasting, grilling, those methods bring out flavor without adding a ton of extra fat.
That's a good point.
So many ways to make healthy food taste amazing.
Okay, one thing I've always wondered about is skipping meals.
To lose weight.
Yeah. Does that actually work?
These articles are pretty clear on that one.
What do they say?
Skipping meals usually backfires.
How so?
Well, think about it. If you're starving, are you really going to make the healthiest choices?
Probably not. I'd probably eat anything in sight,
Exactly. And it messes with your energy levels too.
making it harder to stay active.
Exactly. So regular meals are key.
But healthy ones, of course.
Of course. Which is where those recipe collections come in.
Okay, let's dive in, starting with Eating Well's 30 Days of Healthy Dinner Recipes for Weight Loss.
Ooh, yes, they've got some good ones.
I saw a slow cooker chicken and vegetable noodle soup that looked amazing.
Perfect for a cozy night in.
Exactly, and it's all under 500 calories.
They're really into Mediterranean-style dishes.
Which makes sense, it's so healthy and flavorful.
Exactly.
Oh, and there's a spaghetti squash lasagna that caught my eye.
A fun twist on a classic.
And for a vegetarian option, they have roasted root veggies and greens over spiced lentils.
Sounds delicious and hearty.
All right, let's move on to Prevention.com's 52 Best Healthy Dinner Recipes for Weight Loss in 2023.
They've got some great, quick and easy meals.
Yeah, I saw a skillet salsa shrimp with spinach and feta that only takes 15 minutes.
Perfect for busy weeknights.
Totally. And for a pasta dish, there's orecchiette with white beans and spinach.
Showing that pasta can definitely be part of a healthy diet.
And for vegetarians, they have spicy tofu tacos.
Love that they're including so many different options.
Me too. And we also have Taste of Home and Eat This Not That with their own recipe collections.
So many possibilities.
It's awesome to see such diversity in healthy cooking.
It really shows that you don't have to sacrifice flavor to eat well.
Totally. So out of all these recipes, did any really stand out to you for being both healthy and super easy?
Oh, absolutely. There are a few gems that are perfect for those nights when you just don't have a lot of time.
Let's hear them.
Okay, so from Eating Well, there's this chickpea salad with broccoli and golden milk poached chicken.
Golden milk.
Yeah, it's poached in turmeric-infused milk.
Sounds interesting.
It's supposed to have anti-inflammatory benefits, too.
Nice. And what else?
From Prevention.com, there's seared tilapia with spiralized zucchini.
Using zoodles instead of pasta.
Exactly, it's light and summery.
I like it. And from Eat This, not that I saw a recipe for salsa chicken, that's literally just chicken smothered in salsa and baked.
You can't get much easier than that.
And you can use different kinds of salsa for different flavors.
Exactly. They also have rotisserie chicken tacos using store-bought chicken for ultimate convenience.
Love it. And for vegetarians, they have air fryer chipotle chickpea tacos.
Crispy and full of flavor.
Okay, so we've got some great recipe ideas.
But a recipe is just a starting point.
Right. It's about building those healthy habits.
Exactly. And one thing that really struck me in these articles was the emphasis on mindful eating.
I've heard of that, but I'm not really sure what it means.
It's about slowing down and really paying attention to your food.
So not just shoveling it in while watching TV.
Exactly. It's about savoring each bite and noticing when you're actually full.
That makes sense. And I bet it helps with portion control, too.
Absolutely. And speaking of portion control, one of the articles talked about how even healthy starches need to be measured.
Oh, interesting. Which one was that?
It was the Eat This Not That article. They quoted a nutritionist named Dr. Lisa Young.
What did she say?
She said that even though things like brown rice and quinoa are healthy, you still need to be mindful of how much you're eating.
That makes sense. It's easy to overdo it, even with healthy foods.
Exactly. Moderation is key.
Okay. What about meal prepping? Is that something we should be talking about?
Absolutely. These articles are all about making healthy eating fit into your busy life.
And meal prepping can definitely save time.
It's a game changer, especially for those weeknights when you're short on time.
So we're talking chopping veggies ahead of time, cooking grains in bulk.
Exactly. And portioning out snacks, things like that.
Okay. And what about those convenience ingredients? Are they good or bad?
It depends. I think they can be really helpful if you use them wisely.
Like pre-cut veggies and canned beans?
Exactly. Things that save you time without sacrificing nutrition.
And they even mention rotisserie chicken in some of the recipes.
Yeah, that's a great shortcut for busy people.
Okay, so we're being mindful, we're prepping ahead, we're using those shortcuts wisely. Anything else that surprised you as you were reading these articles?
You know, one thing that really stood out to me was how they talked about snacks.
Oh, yeah. I'm always curious about snacks.
Me too. They're often seen as the enemy of weight loss.
Right, because they can be so tempting.
Exactly. But these articles actually presented snacks as a valuable tool.
Really?
Yeah, they said that if you let yourself get too hungry, you're more likely to make unhealthy choices later on.
So it's about keeping your blood sugar stable.
Exactly, and avoiding those energy crashes.
Okay, so what kind of snacks are we talking about?
Things that combine protein and fiber to keep you feeling full and satisfied.
Like Greek yogurt with berries and nuts.
Exactly, or apple slices with almond butter, a hard-boiled egg with some baby carrots.
Those all sound good.
And they're easy to prep ahead of time.
Which ties back into meal prepping.
It all comes full circle.
I like it. Okay, so we've covered food snacks. What about drinks? Anything we should be paying attention to there?
Definitely sugary drinks are an obvious no-no.
Okay, gotta cut back on the soda.
And even those seemingly healthy smoothies can be loaded with calories.
Oh, yeah, they could be sneaky.
So what should we be drinking instead?
Good question.
Water is always the best choice.
Plain old H2O.
It's essential for hydration, and it's calorie-free.
And you can always jazz it up with some fruit or herbs if you want.
Exactly. And unsweetened tea and coffee are good options too.
Just watch out for those added sugars and creamers.
They can turn a healthy drink into a calorie bomb.
Good to know. So we've covered food snacks, drinks, feeling pretty well equipped to tackle those healthy dinners.
Almost there, but there's one more piece of the puzzle.
Oh, right. I know it's coming.
Can't forget about exercise.
You got me there?
But it doesn't have to be about punishing yourself at the gym.
Okay, good, because I'm not a gym rat.
These articles emphasize that any movement is good movement.
So even just walking more,
Exactly, or taking the stairs instead of the elevator.
or dancing around your living room.
Exactly. It's about finding activities you enjoy and making them part of your routine.
And consistency is key.
Absolutely. Even short bursts of activity throughout the day can make a difference.
Okay, feeling inspired to get moving. So where do we go from here? What are the big takeaways from all of this?
I think the biggest takeaway is that healthy eating for weight loss doesn't have to be restrictive or boring,
Right, it's about finding what works for you and your lifestyle.
and enjoying the process.
Exactly. So let's break down those key strategies one more time.
Okay, so first, focus on building balanced meals. Remember that plate we talked about? Half non-starchy veggies, a quarter lean protein, a quarter healthy carbs.
Got it. And don't be afraid to try new recipes and flavors.
Exactly. There are so many delicious possibilities out there.
Next, think about ways to make healthy cooking fit into your life.
Meal prepping and convenience ingredients can be your best friends.
And remember that mindful eating is all about slowing down and savoring your food.
Tuning into your body's cues.
And don't underestimate the power of movement.
Even small bursts of activity can make a big difference.
It's all about finding what works for you and making it a sustainable part of your life.
Absolutely. And remember, every meal is a new opportunity to make a positive choice.
So true. All right, that's a wrap for part 1 of our deep dive into healthy dinner recipes for weight loss.
Can't wait to continue the conversation in part 2.
Stay tuned, folks.
So we were talking about those super easy recipes.
Yeah, the ones that are perfect for busy weeknights.
Like that chickpea salad with broccoli and golden milk poached chicken from Eating Well.
That sounds really interesting.
The chicken is poached in turmeric-infused milk.
So that's where the golden milk comes in.
Exactly, and turmeric has those anti-inflammatory properties.
I've heard that's good for you.
It is. And then there's the seared tilapia with spiralized zucchini from prevention.com.
I love using zoodles instead of pasta.
It's such a light and refreshing meal.
Perfect for summer.
And for something even easier, there's that salsa chicken from Eat This Not That.
The one where you just smother chicken in salsa and bake
Absolutely
it.
couldn't be simpler.
And you can switch up the salsa for different flavor profiles.
Totally, like a mango salsa for something a little sweeter,
Ooh, that's a good idea.
or a verde salsa for something with a little more kick.
I like it.
And they also have those rotisserie chicken tacos using store-bought chicken.
Ultimate convenience.
Right, and for vegetarians, there are those air fryer chipotle chickpea tacos.
Ooh, crispy and flavorful.
Exactly.
Okay, so we've got those recipes, but what about some broader strategies for making healthy dinners a reality?
Like meal prepping and portion control.
Yeah, all that good stuff.
One thing that stood out to me was how much these articles emphasized mindful eating.
I've heard that term, but I'm not sure I really get it.
It's about slowing down and really paying attention to your food.
So not just mindlessly scarfing it down.
Exactly. It's about savoring each bite and noticing when you're actually full.
So you're not just eating on autopilot.
Right. It's about being present with your meal.
I can see how that would help with portion control.
Absolutely. You're more in tune with your body's cues.
That makes sense. And speaking of portion control, one of the articles talked about how even healthy starches need to be measured.
Oh, yeah. That was the Eat This, Not That article.
Right, they quoted a nutritionist.
Dr. Lisa Young.
I think I've heard of her.
She said that even though things like brown rice and quinoa are healthy, you still need to be mindful of how much you're eating.
That's a good point. It's easy to go overboard even with the good stuff.
Exactly. Moderation is key.
Okay, what about meal prepping? I know that can be a lifesaver.
It is, especially on those busy weeknights.
So what are some good meal prepping tips?
We'll start by planning your meals for the week.
So you know what you need to buy.
Exactly. Then set aside some time to chop veggies, cook grains in bulk.
Portion out snacks.
Right, all those things that will save you time later on.
I like it. And what about those convenience ingredients? Are they okay to use?
I think so, as long as you choose them wisely.
Like pre-cut veggies and canned beans.
And exactly, things that are minimally processed.
And they even mentioned using rotisserie chicken in some of the recipes.
Yeah, that's a great shortcut.
So we're being mindful, we're prepping ahead, we're using those shortcuts wisely. Anything else that surprised you in these articles?
You know, one thing that really stood out to me was how they talked about snacks.
Oh yeah, snacks are always a hot topic.
They are. They're often seen as the enemy of weight loss.
Right, because they can be so easy to overdo.
Exactly. But these articles actually presented snacks as a valuable tool.
Really?
Yeah, they said that if you let yourself get too hungry, you're more likely to make unhealthy choices later on.
So it's about keeping your blood sugar stable.
Exactly, and avoiding those energy crashes that can lead to poor food choices.
Makes sense. So what kind of snacks should we be eating?
Things that combine protein and fiber.
Like Greek yogurt with berries.
Yes. Or apple slices with almond butter.
Okay, those sound good.
And they're easy to pack for work or school.
That's important. Okay, so we've covered food snacks. What about drinks?
Drinks are important too.
I know we should be drinking plenty of water.
Exactly. Water is always the best choice.
But sometimes plain water gets boring.
I know what you mean.
So what else can we drink?
Unsweetened tea and coffee are good options.
Just watch out for the added sugars.
Right, and those fancy creamers can add a lot of calories.
Good to know. So we've covered food snacks, drinks, feeling pretty good about those healthy dinners now.
We're almost there, but there's one more piece of the puzzle.
I bet I know what it is.
Exercise.
You got me.
But it doesn't have to be about spending hours at the gym.
Cute.
These articles really emphasize that any movement is good movement.
So even just taking a walk?
Exactly, or doing some stretches at your desk.
Or dancing around your house?
Exactly. It's about finding activities you enjoy and making them a part of your routine.
And consistency is key, right?
Absolutely. Even a little bit each day can make a big difference.
Okay, feeling inspired to get moving. So what are the big takeaways from all of this?
I think the main takeaway is that healthy eating and weight loss don't have to be restrictive or boring.
Right, it's about finding what works for you.
And enjoying the journey.
Exactly. So let's recap those key strategies one more time.
Okay, so first, focus on building balanced meals.
Half veggies, a quarter protein, a quarter healthy carbs.
Exactly, and don't be afraid to experiment with new recipes and flavors.
There are so many delicious possibilities out there.
Next, think about ways to make healthy cooking fit into your busy life.
Meal prepping convenience ingredients. Those are our friends.
And remember that mindful eating is all about slowing down and savoring your food.
Tuning into those hunger and fullness cues.
And don't underestimate the power of movement.
Even a little bit each day can make a big difference. So true. It's all about making gradual, sustainable changes.
Exactly. It's a lifestyle, not a diet.
I like that. Okay, so on that note, let's wrap up part 2 of our deep dive into healthy dinner recipes for weight loss.
Looking forward to continuing the conversation in part 3. We've covered a lot of ground, haven't we?
We have recipes, strategies, even the psychology of eating.
It's all connected.
So what are the key takeaways here?
Well, I think the biggest one is that healthy eating doesn't have to be boring or restrictive.
Right. These articles showed us that there are so many delicious possibilities.
Exactly. It's about finding what works for you and your lifestyle.
Been enjoying the process.
Absolutely. It's not about being perfect. It's about making progress.
Even small changes can add up over time.
Exactly like swapping white rice for quinoa or adding an extra serving of veggies to your plate.
Those little things make a difference.
They do, and they're more sustainable in the long run.
It's about building habits, not just following a temporary diet.
Exactly. It's about creating a lifestyle that supports your health and well-being.
Okay, so let's recap those key strategies one more time.
All right, so first focus on building balanced meals. Remember that plate we talked about?
Half veggies, a quarter protein, a quarter healthy carbs.
Exactly. It's a simple visual guide that can help you create satisfying and nutritious meals.
And don't be afraid to try new recipes and flavors.
There's a whole world of culinary possibilities out there.
Next, think about ways to make healthy cooking fit into your busy life.
Meal prepping and convenience ingredients can be lifesavers.
And don't forget about mindful eating.
Slow down, savor your food, pay attention to your body's cues.
It can really make a difference.
And lastly, don't underestimate the power of movement.
Even small bursts of activity can have a big impact.
It's all about finding what you enjoy and making it a part of your routine.
So true. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one thing you want our listeners to take away from all of this?
I hope they feel empowered to take control of their health through simple, sustainable changes.
It's not about deprivation or strict rules.
It's about making choices that nourish your body and make you feel good.
And remember, every meal is a new opportunity to make a positive choice.
Absolutely.
So go forth and create some culinary magic in your own kitchens.
Happy cooking, everyone!
Until next time.